Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I'm on the test server. I'm able to show you some stuff before it's actually in game. I did buy a couple of days. There's actually a ton of stuff in this patch. So for this video, I'm going to go through the new champions. There's going to be another video. It's probably going to drop at exactly the same time, which you'll pin at the end, which goes through a lot of the new content that's dropping in this patch as well. And it's stuff we were not told about already. So quite exciting. Let's start with new champions then. And I did already click on this dude, so I'm going to go for him first. Mr. Flannan, looking very serious in his pose. Bowsmith Flannan here, part of the Sylvan Watchers. It's a new rare. It's a defense type rare. Obviously with rares and stuff, they're really just like filling out the faction, which it does need. Interestingly, I did a collab with Fastidious on Watcher of Realms a couple of days back. And one of the things with Watcher of Realms is they only really release legendary champions so far, with the odd epic, but really like very sparse. Even if they brought a whole new faction in, they didn't even bring any epics in, which I think is actually a bit of a flaw in their game at the moment. It's something we spoke about at length, because Raid, in fairness, they do an okay job here of like fleshing out a faction so that at least it's got, you know, obtainable champions right the way through the ranks over time. But this one is another defense-based one, so you've got 3 defense-based rares now in the faction. And honestly, the other 2 are decent as well. Like, in terms of faction wars, you've got some very good epics and rares now in this faction. You think epics, Creodan, Daithi, Ruella, you know, all very cool, honestly. And then you've got someone like Lockwayne, who's decent as well. Nia's cool. Like, there's a lot of good epics. And then Turlak and Colwyn, actually, and Kate and Margrave. There's loads of good champions in this faction now. Not's good as well. So Flannan, is he going to be one of the ranks? Very high base defense for a rare. 1365. Okay base HP. Pretty decent speed as well. So he's going to be quite easy to keep alive. That's the main thing you're kind of calling out there for a rare. What we got here? Double hit at A1. Each hit. Damn, this is good. Each hit books up to a 40% chance of stunning. Each hit. That's better than most epics, honestly. That's better than a bunch of legendaries who've got an A1 stun. In fact, sorry, I'm darting around a little bit, but I just want to check this out. Just because it came into my head. Ignatius, legendary champion, attacks one enemy, 15% chance to stun, goes up to 25. That's a legendary from old. We're now talking about a rare who's newly added. 40% each hit. That's massive for an A1. Each hit as well has got booked 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 5. It's okay. I guess you get like a 10% potential, but you know, 5 or 10%. If the target is under decreased speed placed by this dude, the turn meter decreases target's turn meter by 10%. So you could get 2 10% drops at best, but it's like a 50-50 at that point. Still, crazy good A1, right? That's a crazy good A1. A2 then, AoE. Books to 100% chance of placing decreased speed. It's only the small version. Still kind of solid though. AoE, 3-turn cooldown, decreased speed. And then we've got increased accuracy for the team. Again, it's the small version. Then teams up with a random ally to attack a target. So 4-turn ally attack, but it's only a 1-person join me type of job. But double hitter, ally attack. I mean, I kind of like his kit. Actually, I'll be honest, I've not checked any of these new kits yet. I kind of like it. For a rare, it's pretty decent. You've got here a passive as well. 50% chance of granting an extra turn when this champion places decreased speed on 3 or more. So 50-50 whether you just go again here. Damn, this is a good rare. Like, if this kit was on a epic or legendary and these were the big versions, and maybe this was like a couple of allies, you'd be like, damn, this is an amazing epic. Like, I really think this is a good rare. So, damn. Books to a 3-turn. And obviously, rare books. I mean, once you're in the game for a while, rare books, why not? So, yeah, Bowsmith Flannan, really good. I actually think it's really good for a rare. All right, what else we got? Night Revs. So, this is where we've got the 2 new legendaries. We've got the Fusion Ancora here. I guess the thing we haven't seen so far is her stats. Wow. 111 base speed and good defense and HP. She's quick. So I really like this champion. I think if you get the White King, and we'll do some testing. Maybe I'll do a video for tomorrow, these two together. Perhaps I'll try her on her own and then these two together. But I think she's decent, honestly. So, you know, the A1 here, 50% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally skill by 2 turns. And if it's the White King on the same team, then it will be him. It's pretty cool. If the cooldown of a skill is fully reset, also gives them a heal as well. This is a great A1. A2, full cleanse from your team, then puts a shield on your team. I like this as well. And again, if you've got the White King, who's going to be insanely hard to get. Don't forget, he's a Void Legendary, right? So you've got the Fusion. That's tough to do anyway. But then getting the Void Legendary when the pool is ever growing is hard to do, okay? I still don't have a whole bunch of Void Legendaries that I would like. And I pull a ton of shards, right? So let's best bear that in mind. But if you did get the duo, your team would get strengthened as well here, which would be a nutty addition, honestly. And you get a turn meter fill here as well. And then we've got a revive on the A3, which is a good revive for a single target. Not brilliant, but good. But you do get the reset cooldown, like the Godseeker type revive. That's kind of huge, honestly. You don't get the passive revive, which is why the Godseeker is so unique and awesome. But this is still good. And then if White King is on the same team, you revive them with just more HP and more turn meter, which makes it even better. After the revival, drops the turn meter of enemies as well, which is very cool. And if the White King is actually the person revived, you get the turn meter drop by 20%, which cannot be resisted. That makes it way better. I said it in the video because then you don't need any accuracy in a build because nothing else needs accuracy. So it's a shame that you'd have to build accuracy for the 10% turn meter drop here. So if he's in the team, it's pretty insane. She's then got this here on her passive, sorry. Whenever an enemy tries to place fear, true fear, any kind of stuns or I guess crowd control on you, on your team, she transfers those debuffs to this champion instead. So she takes the crowd control instead of your damage dealers or whoever, right? She gets a turn meter fill if she misses her team because of one of these. And if they're, and then if the White King is around, then she also kind of like basically cleans it off. So I think with the White King, insanely good. Without, still good. I think still good. Got speed in all battles as well. So yeah, decent champion. This is a guy that I definitely want to test though, and I will be doing a video, as I say, on these two perhaps for tomorrow. Fast again. Okay base HP at 24k. Good base defense. Big question here is, does he hit? So he's got basically a nuking kit. He's got an A1, 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of an enemy skill. Can't be resisted if Ancora is around. A2, AoE hits on a 3-turn, ignoring defense, placing extra hit. Generally, the extra hit mechanics is where these hit hard. So extra hit against shielded or people with strengthen. Damage inflicted cannot be decreased by enemy passives or masteries. I'm pretty sure Stone Skin is still doesn't like count for this. Like gear sets, I think still decrease damage. It's just a passive skill like a Duchess, damage reduction, or masteries, you know, like you would expect. He ignores those. You also can't increase his damage with masteries and stuff like that as well. Okay. Then the A3, double hitter, increases the damage inflicted with this skill by 10% for each buff on the target, stacks up to 50, and by 10% for each buff on him. So the more buffs you buff him up with, great. The more buffs the enemy got, kind of great, but also not. You'd much rather this was flipped so that it was debuffs and buffs, because you control that. You don't want the enemy getting a load of buffs, because even though you're hitting for more damage, you've still got to get through some really hard buffs. I guess you'd love them to have strengthen and shield, I guess, because then you're just straight up doing extra hits. But strengthen will straight up reduce the damage you do. So it's counterproductive, honestly. If this attack kills a target under 3 or more buffs, places block revive on that target. Someone was saying in my comments that, you know, this is amazing for Hydra. You can't block revive a Hydra head. Like, that's not the way. It's not the way the game works. So unfortunately not. Also grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy with the White Queen on the same team. These two would definitely stack up so well. So this is a great Rotus killer if it hits hard. This is a good AoE hit if it hits hard. Block Revive in any kit is very cool. So yeah, I think definitely there's some synergy that's going on here with these two, which is so super cool. He's also got a passive here. So this champion will receive 50% less damage when attacked by enemies, including bosses and their minions, out of their active turn. So someone's coming in on you with an ally attack, counter attack, all that sort of stuff. He's just taking less damage. And if the White Queen's around, it's like no damage. But that's not for bosses. So yeah, this champion steals also ignore shield and strengthen. Oh, okay. So what I just said there about the strengthen thing, not accurate. Actually does ignore. So if an enemy's got shield and strengthen on, not only is he ignoring them, he's also getting a 20% damage buff. So that is definitely someone you want to fight. Shield and strengthen, great, fill your boots. But he doesn't ignore stuff like stone skin, increased defense, you know, a lot of the other buffs. So it depends what buffs are on the enemy as to whether you get real benefit from this A3. But really interesting partnership duo. Could end up being a pretty meta duo, honestly, like for arena and stuff. Let's check the other ones we got then. So we've got a new mythical. Let me just check there's no one else in here. A new mythical Alaz. Defense and HP based. This guy looks like. Okay. Got kind of like fiery fist. Big old axe. Bigger than him. See what the other form goes into. Pretty sweet. The Sun Bearer. Oh, he's a brute. Okay, let's see what his kit's all about then. Not that anyone could just like, I mean, some people do get these champions a lot, but I actually really like this armor work though. Look at that. Really cool armor design. Yeah, I like that a lot. Nice. So we've got here massive base defense, nearly 1500, 105 speed, high health. And then this is all based on defense. So A1 double hitter and places an extra hit if they're under a shield and ignores the shield so he won't take it off. Which means, I don't know if you could scale more than one extra hit here because the shield's always there. You know, like a Fushan can do multiple A1s if he gets lucky. I think it's just one extra hit. I think it's literally just a triple hit if there's shield out there. We've got AoE here. Before attacking, puts increased defense on all allies. So he self-buffs before he smacks. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy good, as long as it hits hard. Even if it doesn't, it's still crazy good. Places an extra hit. Oh, man, this guy's done a smack. Places an extra hit on targets with less than 50% HP after the first hit. We're going to have to do a maximum damage with this guy, so I think it's going to be big. Any of these extra hit mechanics generally smack like really hard. Yeah, so places an extra hit if they're less than half health. If the target's HP is equal to or higher than 50%, so if it's more than 50% after the first hit, destroys max HP instead. Then got an A3, places a provoke on an enemy for 2 turns, cannot be resisted if they've got less than half health, and puts counter attack on all allies. Wow. I never thought this was going to be coming into the game again. This is the first champion since I've been playing the game, and I've been playing for like over 4 years, that's been released with team counterattack. There's 3 in the game right now. This is number 4. I never ever thought they were going to do it again. And they've also added block damage at the same time. Wow. 1 turn block damage, 2 turn counterattack. This is pretty nuts, honestly. We've got a 2 turn target provoke that cannot be resisted, which is cool, obviously, for Hydra. But counterattack and block damage on your team. Speed tuning for Hydra is quite hard to get like a 1 turn block damage happening. But damn, that's actually crazy. Then he transforms to that. And then his passive stacks defense every time they counterattack up to 100%. This is interesting because, like, where is he best, right? This feels like good for Clan Boss and Hydra, but then maybe not so much for Hydra because you're all out of sync, but the 2 turn provoke would be good for Hydra. You're not, though, going to get all of this extra hits and stuff going on very often in Hydra. You get it a bit. Like, is he being set up for the arena? He might just be set up for the arena. But honestly, so far, he could probably play in most areas of the game with this kit. Most areas of the game, he'd be solid with this kit. Let's see what the second setup is like then. So we've got A1, attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies under a burn. AoE A1, and again, extra hits mechanics generally can be insanely strong. A2, AoE places a burn, cannot be resisted by enemies under stone skin. Okay, so they are thinking arena. Then instantly activates any burns on enemies under stone skin. So you get a straight burn away plus basically 20% worth of damage on stone skin enemies. Also places True Fear for 1 turn on all enemies. But obviously, it won't go on against a stone skin champ. Kind of weird skill, but pretty good. Could hit hard as well. Then we've got an A3. Fully restores all allies' destroyed HP, max HP, and heals them by 30% of his HP. Then gives them strength and increased resistance. Okay. And then we've got passive here. Increases this champion's HP by 6 for every defense they have when in their alternate form. So when he flips form, if you stack his defense, he gets a whole bunch of HP as well. Increases the chance of enemies not activating when under fear or true fear by 20%. So it becomes a 70% true fear. Yikes. That's actually nuts. Defense in all battles. Got loads of stats on this form as well. Yeah, look, I mean, on paper, he seems absolutely nuts. And probably will do a lot of damage. We'll have to test him out. Probably will do a lot of damage as well. Right. Let's keep going then. So another mythical here. Anything else in there? Right. Mythical for the high elves. Is this like mythical Kael? Is this mythical Kael or what? Star Sage Galathea. Must be Kael's dad. If there was lore, is there lore right now? No. Is this Kael's dad? It's got to be, right? It has got to be. What are you saying? Again, cool looking dude. Bit funky, but pretty cool. Right, what's going down? 115 speed. He's a support dude. Let's just see what the other form looks like. Turns into Kael's mum. Oh, yes. Look at that. That is a cool looking form. Look at that. Damn. Braid absolutely knocking it out the park on that one. Look at that. Beautiful. Really, really like this skin. This is up there as one of my faves, I think. So good. Very, very good. Okay. Still supporting both of these. Right, let's have a look at the kit. Not that, again, not that I feel like I'm ever going to get one, but let's have a look. Attacks all enemies A1. Fills turn meter of allies by 10%. Also fills turn meter of each ally by an extra 5 if they've got buffs placed by this dude. So it's a ton of turn meter fill if he's buffing a lot. Not buffing that much though. He's buffing a bit. Got here a cleanse, then a heal, and a turn meter fill of all allies by 15%, and then gives them block debuffs. So another turn meter fill and block debuffs and a cleanse and heal on the A2. The A3 is a full team revive, half health, half turn meter, and gives them perfect veil, which is damage reduction. And then we've got passive here. This champion receives 5% less damage for each 100 resistance on this champion, up to 25%. So stacking damage reduction. And then an active on a 3-turn prevents his champion's death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when they would get a fatal. So makes them unkillable, basically. Then equalizes their HP. Okay. But the rest of the team might just be dead, right? The HP level of this champion will be brought up to the average level of the team. Okay, so I guess it's an interesting one. I feel like if he's going down as your support stroke tanky support, then most other people are going down as well, honestly. But anyway, it's an interesting one. Let's see what his other form is. So tons of turn meter there, which is cool. And then his other form, looks like this should just be a straight damage form to me. AoE hit decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 10%, decreases the turn meter of each enemy by an additional 5 if they're under these 3 debuffs. Another AoE here, full enemy buff removal. Before attacking, removes all the enemy buffs, then puts blocked active skills on and can't trigger counters. And then you've got increased accuracy for your team, decreased resistance and stun for the enemy on a 4-turn. And a passive increases his accuracy equal to 75% of resistance when placing debuffs. Wow, that's really cool as well. If the enemy's accuracy is higher than this guy's resistance, 50% chance of transferring any fear, true fear, etc. back to the enemy when placing these debuffs on this champion. So if enemy's got higher accuracy than this guy, then this champion's resistance, 50-50 whether he just throws a kind of like stun type debuff back at the enemy. Again, interesting. I don't know how often you would make use of that. What are we saying about this guy? What are we saying? It's definitely a funky kit. It's a bit like Lady Kimmy on something, you know? Okay. Very cool. Very cool visual and all that sort of stuff. Last one then. So we've got here another legendary coming in. Ace in the Stalwart. Basically the standard bearer for the faction. Very green and gold. Yeah, I mean, honestly, by raid standards, pretty standard looking dude. He's got a hammer instead of an axe. What the hell? Oh my lord, look at his base defense. 1564. Is that the highest in the game? I don't know. Absolutely insane level. Oh, hold on. This is one of the new dudes. See the way he's got this kind of like crown? Yeah, he is a standard holder. This is it. He's got this kind of like crown thing around his aura. So he's got the aura, 25% additional defense. But also he's got this thing where it increases ally HP in all battles by 15%. Only applies to Banner Lords. So he's got this new thing that they've added in this patch where certain aura skills can give your Banner Lords or your faction champions additional stats. So this is coming in as like a new feature, and we're going to see it in champions that are coming through. I'm just reading through here. Starting next update, we'll be releasing legendary champions with a new type of skill, faction unity skills. Oh, is this it? I think this is it. Champions, meaning these champions will be more powerful depending on the number of champions from the same faction. Is that what this guy is? Yeah, this has got to be here, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, basically it's either an active or passive. Each of them will have 3 levels to unlock progressively for each appropriate champion added to the team. For every champion from the same faction, to be more precise, not counting the champion who has the skill. So it is additional champions to the one with the skill. I'm not sure if they're all going to get this then, but I feel like they probably will. They're all probably going to get additional stats if they're like the unity skill dude for the faction. Oh no, it says here. Also, these type of champions will have enhanced aura skills that can boost more than one stat. Champions with faction unity skills won't be in the summoning pool under normal circumstances. They will be featured in different in-game activities instead. Okay, let's have a look through. Attacks one enemy, 50% chance to stun. Books to 75%. Again, the difference between older champions and newer ones is starting to get a bit insane. Will ignore 25% of the target's resistance if he's under a shield. A2 heals all allies by total value of all shields on all allies. Interesting. What if they've just hit through all your shields and therefore that's why you need your heal? Then removes all shields by all allies and attacks all enemies. The damage dealt by this attack is equal to the total value of shields removed. Damage cannot exceed 1,000% of this champion's defense. Let's say you get him to 7k defense. So that's going to be a 70k hit max. It's a very weird skill, honestly. It's a very weird skill. Then I guess this is going to be how you get there. 5-turn, books to a 3-turn cooldown. Places a shield equal to 30% of this champion's HP on all allies. So he's going to have a decent HP pool. And does an ally protect for 2 turns. And then you've got the unity skill here. So if you've got one additional faction ally, instantly activates his skill whenever an ally is revived and won't put that skill on cooldown. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only activate once, okay? 2 faction allies also puts block damage for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Wow. And then the third one here, if you've got 3 other faction allies, buffs placed by this skill cannot be removed. Ah, disgusting. Actually disgusting. So what does that mean? Like, so if you put a shield on that can't be removed, and then he does this, is he hitting still for the value of the full shields, but they don't get removed? I don't know. Awkward mechanics to work through. But even this, 2-turn block damage on a 3-turn cooldown, and it can't be removed. Like, oh my god, that's so strong. It's so strong. And then we've got a passive here. Allies under shield buffs receive 10% less damage anyway. 10% damage reduction. If there's multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Yeah. And then you've got more utility for this dude as well here. So allies under shields are immune to crowd control. Allies under ally protection. This is if you've got 2 of the same faction in addition to this guy. Allies under ally protection, 20% chance to counterattack. And then if you've got 3, the value of all ally shield buffs increased by 100%. Except shields from artifact sets. Who else is in this team to go with this guy? Oh, no. No. Taras and Mariska. Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, my God. What is going on, Raid? Stultus as well. Oh, man. Live Arena just got a whole ton worse. Oh my god, that is going to be absolutely disgusting. What the hell is that? Well, there you go. 6 new champions. Honestly, like, pushing the level of the game. Let me know what you think down below. If you like my content, please sub to the channel, and I'll catch you soon.